Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Let's force them back. I regret moving over here. I might have been able to pull something off if I don't know. We're not far off. We might be able to make it if we're really goddamn lucky. Right, rifle NKVD border. Yep, there we go. I do need a pocket. Let's see if we can pull off. Okay, you're within range. Within range, move you forward. Now within range. Within range. It's easy. Okay. Easy enough. What do we have over here? Right. I'm praying that this is like some kind of HQ or something. I just need to reach that border. I mean, this pocket's probably not going to hold at all. But I just need it to work. Let's see. And potentially if I force that unit back. But then again, we're attacking across a minor river, which is never a good idea. And it could backfire. But then again, it could be the thing that allows me to make it across. It's one of those things. It's not essential for me to have this unit here. But then again, it is helpful to have it. But then again, it can't exactly go much further. So I think I might try. So Jagdpanzer. Pioneer. Flak. Maybe this will give us what we need. The Jagdpanzers. So we have the Panzerjägers. So these are the Marders, basically, or like the earlier versions. So come on, let's throw everything we can into this. Hopefully can drive them away. Okay. Move forward. Brain here. Right, we'll move to this position here. Captured a little fuel. Oh. Hold me. Hold me. What do we have? We have tank division. But the beautiful thing here is the fact that we have in fact reached the Romanian border. We've bloody made it. We should have the Romanians active in the following turn. So if I can make this pocket somewhat manageable. Bloody hell, you can make it all the way down here. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Hmm. I'll have you split up over here. Actually, leave the first one here. Hmm. Move you there. Move you there. Should probably have you there just to make sure. Push that up over there. Capture the city of Tanapol. Or not. Okay. Hmm. I don't believe I have any other reserve. Over here, I don't think it'll be a problem. I think it's basically here. What I could do is advance down this way. Then again, I could try something interesting. I don't think that'd work. It would if I had another division or thought about it in a different way. Though I think I'd rather ensure that this is pocketed over here than go for something that won't potentially work. It might put them into a position where they're like, oh shit. We don't know what's over here, so can we do any reconnaissance? Okay, there's more here than I would have thought. And we don't know what it is. Right, we know this is cavalry, we know this is an infantry division over here, we don't know what this is. So probably not a good idea. We'll go for the easily doable. There we go. I don't know if that'll hold, but we'll have to hope. I'm wasting a bunch of fuel here, but I think it's worth it if I can hold the pocket. It does seem like I can do that now. That's going to be a major pain in the arse. What the hell do you answer to? The 3rd Panzer Corps. Which is probably going to have to change hands. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not. I might be able to pull it off in such a way. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? 11th Panzer, 13th Panzer. Okay. Let's see. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to fly some supply out. It's difficult because all the units are separated, but we'll try to fly some... Oh, I guess not. I guess not then. Okay, so for the time being, you'll have to be assigned to the core command over there. At least in that way, we'll be able to make sure they're in supply. I don't know if this pocket will hold, but the thing is we've reached the Romanian border. I didn't think we'd be able to do it, but I think we have in fact managed it, which is going to be such a huge thing. It's going to allow us to have the Romanians active on the next turn, which means we can get things rolling a hell of a lot faster. Really good news. Right. Nothing that can be moved over here. Not a problem. I notice that we do have an air-landed division over here. Indeed. Now nothing. I guess we used up our utility aircraft. But at least we've secured some objectives. We should hopefully have a good pocket to go with. I hope they do last. I'm so afraid to end the turn. So afraid. Let's see. I could have them attached to the 18th Army. That's doable. At least with them attached to the 18th Army, then that should be fairly easy to manage. Well, let's take a look then. So we have the 18th in purple. We have the 16th in maybe like a pinkish purple-ish thing. Then we have the 9th. So 18th, 16th, 9th. So let's take a look. So 18th will continue on this path to Riga. They'll head over here to Tallinn. From Tallinn, they'll head to Leningrad. The 16th, I probably forgot the army already. But basically, let's see. It's like that kind of colour, isn't it? The 16th will head to Pskov. From Pskov, they'll head to Novgorod. From Novgorod, they'll head north and try to form a pincer maneuver around Leningrad. And is it the 9th? I forgot what the army was. I'm terrible at remembering things like that when I'm doing stuff like this. But their objectives will be, well, what will be their objectives? Basically, their objective is just to head somewhat this way. They're mainly there to hold the center of Army Group North. They're to push against the Red Army. I could try to take Smolensk, but Smolensk is going to be taken by these forces over here, more than likely by Army Group Center. I think a good way to order things. Because I mean, once we do arrive in the Leningrad region, what the plan is basically to establish a defensive line along here, isolate Leningrad. But to do that, what we need to achieve is superiority over Lake Ladoga. So I need to take that, I need to take that, that, and yeah, that's basically that too. But if I take all these ports here along the lake and the river here, they will not be able to send supply across unless it's frozen. But if I have all of this cut off anyway, they will not be able to get supply over there, and then Leningrad will eventually be starved out and taken. At least that's the plan. Center. We have, right, it was the... Oh, it was a Ninth Army. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's see. So we have the 4th Army. 4th Army's objectives are a little bit easier to deal with. So we have the 4th Army and we have the 2nd Panzer? I guess they're part of the 2nd Panzer. Okay, so the 4th Army is somewhat smaller. I guess the 9th and 4th are part of the Army Group Center. 18th and 16th Army Group North. And then the armies down here, so we have 1st Panzer Group, part of Army Group South, the 17th Army, and the 6th Army as Army Group South. So we have about 2 armies to each army group, or at least to each location, each theatre, I suppose. So their objective will be to head towards Minsk, which we are on the outskirts of Minsk actually. We could have been directly on the outskirts of Minsk, but that'll be taken in the following turn, at least I hope so. That'd be great news. There's not entirely too many forces there, so we should still be able to force our way through if we're patient and act boldly. Though I might be better off just surrounding it and cutting it off with the forces, as we do ultimately need to destroy the Red Army. So then after Minsk, we need to take Smolensk, Mogilev, after Smolensk and Mogilev, and it's basically a case of advancing towards Moscow. But ultimately, I may need to cede ground. It all depends really on these rail lines, these all-important rail lines. Speaking of all-important rail lines, I need to make sure I moved all of them, all of the rail divisions, that is. Right, we have you here. Start converting this rail. And it's already bloody out of... Bloody hell. Don't think we have any more. I do not believe so. I do have security. Security forces will become incredibly important as time progresses. That's for damn sure. But for the time being, we have a number of divisions over here that we do have in our grasp. So we can take a look at the weather screen over here. So we do have clear weather for a good amount of time to come. Okay. Battle sites. So basically this shows you where battles have been fought, where bombs have been dropped, where reconnaissance has been done. You can see a lot of reconnaissance down here. A lot of battles. Lots of battles. Okay. Air doctrine. Air transfer mode. Basically that should allow us to move planes from one area to the next. Which is something I might actually take a big, long, hard look at. It might be the case that I do decide to pool my utility planes into certain airfields. Basically airfields supporting panzers. and use that to try and force through supply, namely fuel. Okay. Production. Types. I just want to see Germany. Let's see. Vehicle units. Vehicles in units. Yep. Vehicles in pool. I need to capture more. Right. All pool, active pool, transit pool. All pools. Right, Panzer IV-F, so we have 39 active, 0 in transit. Okay, so these guys are active. They are producing Magdeburg. Okay. So for the time being, we do have the B2, the French B2 as our heavy tank. Really rather interesting tank there. I love the fact that we do have them. So we gained these in June 1941, and they are until August 1941. Not a bad tank though, really. Not a bad tank. It suffered from the fact it did not have radio, and the fact that the commander would have to undo this hatch and then, like, come out like this, rather than lift up something like that. Okay. Right, we have our heavy artillery. Wow. The Karl 600mm siege mortar. Redonkulous. You have that in the 4th Army and the... Interesting. Okay. I would like to figure out how to use these siege mortars. I think that we'd need to be within range, perhaps. Interesting. Moving back. Right then, super heavy. So we have the 240mm siege guns, really impressive. 305s, fucking hell. That's like a World War I gun. The 355s. God damn. So, present in 1 unit, present in 3, present in 2, present in 1. We do have 150mm Nebelwerfer. We have a 280/320mm Nebelwerfer. The size of that, that's fucking huge. Okay. It's mainly anti-tank that we're going to need. That's going to become something rather important. We do have some mechanized Panzer Grenadier squads. Fairly early. They are present in a few units, namely the Panzer Divisions. Let's take a look. Motorized. I'm not seeing mechanized. I might be missing it. Motorcycle Panzer Grenadier, that'll be it. Yeah, Panzer Grenadiers. Sweet. Not bad at all. Okay, so we have 79. No, actually, let's see. Right, so we have 62 Panzer III H's, 7 damaged. We have 19 Panzer IV E's, 1 damaged. We have 37 Panzer II C's, 6 damaged. Okay, so these are the fantastic tanks. Notice the fact that, actually, is this the long 24 gun? I don't think it is. It looks shorter. It might be just a depiction from the image, or at least the angle of the image. Okay, so we've achieved some objectives so far. We do not have Brest-Litovsk, but I can take that. I need to get to Kiev. Need to get to Kiev. So much fuel there. We need to get to Kiev. We need to get to Kharkov. Kharkov to try and reduce the amount of T-34s being produced in the Su-2s. That's a damn sure. Stalinno. Rostov. There's key industrial areas that do produce certain vehicles, like Stalingrad. Though that one's going to be very far away. Sevastopol. Yeah, a lot of fuel there. Could definitely do with those ports to really give us a decent head start with our logistics system in the south. Voronezh? Voronezh? I don't know how we said. Voronezh. I was talking gibberish now. You can see here that rocket launchers are produced. Moscow obviously is a hell of a lot. Yeah. The thing is, Leningrad produces the KV-1s. Okay. So, overall, we are ready to move on to the first turn, but that will be in the next session. Just so I can see what you guys think so far and let me know your thoughts. So we have lost 7,390 men, 175 guns, 35 tanks, and 1 self-propelled / armoured car. 4,838 men were killed, 123 captured, 2,429 disabled. However, the Soviets have lost 131,534 in total, 2,211 guns, 1,146 armoured fighter vehicles, 386 self-propelled / armoured cars. Out of those, 6,379 were killed, a further 116,836 were captured, 8,319 were disabled. So we'll see how many men were returned next turn, perhaps. We captured a good number of vehicles here, though not nearly enough. Yeah, we destroyed a good chunk of the Soviet Air Force. I might go once again for a bomb. We'll try that. Might as well. Yeah, I actually got quite a few planes there. Let's see, so from 2,700 to 2,892, yep, that was really worthwhile. We might go once more and see if we can get just something else, yep. Okay, wow. Yeah, I should actually pass 3,000 planes destroyed, definitely. Yeah, 3,191. Definitely a good result there. Should make a big, big, big difference. Hopefully we'll try to equalize things. So for the time, we are fairly similar to numbers with the Soviets. Their air force has taken a bashing there. Their armoured fighting vehicles is rather large. But alas, until next time guys, thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed this. And do let me know what you guys think so far. Goodbye for now, and do remember to subscribe. And continue watching. Goodbye for now.